believe me or
shotgun for the
not,
next
you
time.
are
Just
born
don't
at the
go
exact
around.
moment that your soul wanted you to be born to experience exactly all what you have to
So you're
experience
rolling on the
throughout
same
this
side.
lifetime.
Thank you.
There is very little left to free will actually. Everything is organized in a very perfect way by the soul and the universe in a way that no AI, no human can do. So when you study that, you leave very little space about the fear of AI. The universe is way more powerful than that. So it's organized for you, but when you get in a couple, your family, countries, everything that has a birth has a chart. That's what we're going to see today if we have the time. And me, so I am French, I have an accent. If you can't understand me, please ask questions. I've been certified a lot because I'm obsessed. I have Pluto in my third house, obsessed with learning. So evolutionary astrology is karmic astrology. You can see a lot of your past life in the chart. And predictive, because I'm obsessed with timing, knowing what's going to happen, when it's going to stop, and I want to know. I just need to know. And I present my research about family patterns and collective timing at UAC in 2026 in Chicago and the NCGR. So my obsession is how when you take a group of people, everything is organized. Like, for example, if a man has Uranus on the Sun transit, he's going to want to cheat in the fifth house, and then you're going to see his wife having another transit because she's going to feel that, and you see that in her life too. So it's all organized that things happen here and then there, and then your kid, and then everything is like, it's beautiful in the universe. So you cannot escape that, so you know. What is astrology? Astrology is not horoscopes. Horoscopes is a crime against astrology, so you know. You have my desire, you leave this room, you let them go once for all. You are not your sun sign, you are not your rising sign. There is 12 kinds of humans who have the same events happening, the same thoughts. This is not true, not possible. Sometimes randomly it can feel something, but this is not what I do at all. Also, your chart, your placement do not exist in a vacuum. Your soul is unique, and you need to have a reading with yourself involved. I would never do a reading like a pre-written reading or recorded reading if I don't talk to the person, because it doesn't mean anything. A sun in the 12th house in Gemini doesn't mean the same for you or somebody else. Your soul has a story, a childhood, many things you bring in. So your soul shows you three things: who you are, what you're born with, the gift, the challenges, the karmic lesson and the baggage you came, the patterns you repeat, and also what is being activated, the transit in real time, how it's unfolding, what you are being asked to do right now. The language, so I go fast because you have all of that in the booklet I gave you. The planets are the who, the characters inside of you. And you have many different parts of you. You're not just your sun sign. There are different parts of you, and sometimes there are conflict. Your sun will want this, like you told me. Your husband has the sun in Pisces, the moon in Virgo. They are opposite. So his sun wants something, the moon wants something else. He has conflict inside of him. That's being born a full moon. We all have this kind of parts inside of us who wants different things. The moon, by example, Mars is a warrior, how you take action, get angry. The moon, your emotional body, how you need safety and comfort. Pluto is the deepest wound, who controls your subconscious. The signs are the how, the costume and the desire each character wants and needs. Mars in Cancer is very different than Mars in Aries. Mars in Cancer is going to fight for the family, his people, his land, his home. Mars in Aries is going to fight for himself. He's going to want the war, the fight, the physical fight. People with Mars and Aries, they need to be physical. It's a fire sign, double fire. And the houses are often not properly enough importance because the houses are everything. They are the where in your life. Somebody who has a sun in Gemini in the first house is going to speak all the time. Somebody who has a sun in the 12th house in Gemini is going to be silent. So I have a sun in Gemini doesn't mean anything, but I have a sun in the 12th house means so much. So always I can tell you more with your chart, with the planets in the houses than the sign. Houses are so important. I have Mercury myself, the voice, the mind, conjunct Jupiter and Leo in the 12th house. So, and in my family, they all have that. My daughter and my partner, but in other houses, they speak all the time. Mercury is Jupiter. Jupiter expand, makes it very big, big voice, wants to speak all the time, big mind in Leo, super bold, wants to be seen. They speak all the time. Me in the 12th house, I don't speak. I think, I read, I study, I just leave me alone, don't speak to me. So the houses is a very, very fundamental difference. And the aspects are the conversation between the planets. Do we work together or do we work against each other? And they come in a natal chart, they are the base of who you are, and in the transits, who is going to come to agitate you so you take action right now or things like that. So these are the signs and just keywords. And for this, by example, GPT is very good. That's why I'm going to go fast. Once I want you to learn how to read your chart, how to spot things, and ask questions to GPT. So no more horoscope. I'm in power. I know how to read my chart. I can ask real questions, and GPT can be very good if you ask him real questions.
By the way, these are sun signs or moon signs?
This is everybody's sign. The moon, Mars, Venus, each planet has a sign. There's nobody floating with no sign. In your chart, each planet has a sign in a house. So this is the symbols of the planets in your chart. You can recognize them, they're in your booklet. And even at the last page of the booklet, you have the list of all the symbols, so you can just see what is what. It's like a language. You just learn the alphabet and then you get it quickly. That's the houses. So that's my biggest point usually when I teach astrology. And then now I'm going to show you the houses. So this is the wheel. Looks like this. You see the horizontal line here is the horizon when you were born. So below was nighttime. People who have the sun below are born at night. People who are born in daytime have the sun on top of it. So we start with the left on the horizon. This is the rising sign here, the one, the first house. Then on the bottom you have the fourth house, which is the IC, what was in the darkest place when you were born, so the hidden, the pattern of the family, the ancestors, the subconscious, the safety. That's the fourth house here. The descendant is a relationship, the seventh house. You have that in your booklet, right? You have, yeah, all of that. And then the 10th house is the place in the sunlight, the most shiny place. How you're seen in the world, your career, how you show publicly, your legacy, what you're going to leave in the world when you're gone. And then astrology is math, geometry. So when you think we have 12 signs, 12 houses, and then you separate by 4, so 3 times 4 equals 12. So you have 4 quadrants of each 3 houses. And then the house unfolds, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you see how it turns this way. So before the 1 is the 12. Am I clear? Any question? I speak fast, but it's written here. That's the goal, so you can get it. Yes, and here. I have an accent and I speak fast, so I know I have to back up myself. Okay, the play, because the more we get forward, the more it's exciting. That's why I have to go fast at the beginning. Think of it like a play. You are all the characters in your brain. Sometimes it's a lot. Your chart tells you which stage you're going to play on. There are so many different parts of you, and they are not all awakened all the time. Transit come and awaken this part or this part, and they all come expressing themselves. So some parts work together, some brings crises, and the goal is that when you get older, you learn that they're not actually against each other. They're just, when you have hard aspects in the chart, they bring challenges and crises, but they bring power. Everything you went, that's my biggest teaching, everything you went through that gave you trouble, resistance, challenge, crisis, trauma, is a big pocket of gold in your chart. It gives you people who have an easy chart with only trines, actually they end up with not much done in their life because they never had a resistance to go through. So this is very important. Yes, astrology gives you the best shortcut to understand what needs to be worked and when. That's really the magic of it. Something is happening and you understand how to answer or how you could answer at least. The GPT questions are coming. So I hope you have your chart by now and you find your sun, moon, rising. Maybe you know these ones already. The South Node and Pluto and the house they are in, because I'm going to work on the South Node and Pluto. So this is my chart just to give you an example. Take the last page of your booklet. We're going to practice. You see him? Who's that?
Okay, which page? Which page?
Last page. What? Okay. Oh, yeah, that's my chart. I want to say the last page where you have the symbols. This. Yeah, that page. So you can recognize who is that lower guy up there. Take your time. But I want to hear it. Yes. Which sign is it? Sign. Yes, good job. And then count your houses. Which house is it? So you start at the rising here. Yes, 10, perfect. So Mars in and with that you can ask GPT, good question. I have Mars in Gemini in the 10th house. Tell me about it. Tell me the lower expression, tell me the higher expression. Tell me, and because often GPT knows a bit of your life, he can know in your work how it shows in your life and all of that. And then you become aware. Oh, and then you become, when life happens, I'm angry. For example, I have Mars in Gemini, so how do I get angry with words? I'm reacting with words, and so you can see that in your life how you react. So each place, well, let's take just one another one. Let's go, oh, here I told you about this one. Who is this purple guy here? It's Leo, the sign is Leo, but who's the, yes, Mercury, good job. And in which house? No. Yes, that's my Mercury, 12th house, will have to be left alone and study, yes. So, oh, this one, let me show you this one, that's a south node. The little shoe horse going the bottom to bottom is the south node, and this one here is the north node. So we're going to work on these ones. That's what usually people don't talk about, and I'm going to talk a lot about it. Oh, but tell me, ask me questions, I'm here. I don't know, what are you talking about? Last page you have there? Yeah, but I don't know where, which sign, house node, the both shoes. House node, north node. Yeah, but where? That's the person you have to take. You can see the...
If you have a laser pointer,
Look, south node here. I mean, it's like you have to recognize the symbols. That's the game. It's like a language, the signs. South node here, and north node here. Is that clear for everybody now? Because nodes are so important. Nodes are more important than your sun, rising, and moon. The nodes are very, very important. Yeah. The south node defines you more than sun, rising. The nodes are so important. Especially if you want to look at karma and patterns and yeah. So everybody is good there? Yeah. Okay. No more questions? The goal is going to take time. You take the last page, you look at your chart, and you have to think what is what, in which sign, in which house. But after like, I don't know, maybe half an hour, you're going to get it. It comes fastly. So, my big point in astrology is free will. There's a big question about fated and free will. I have to say the truth, the more I study, the more I work, the more I believe that we have very little free will. At a soul level, your soul chose everything, right? So that's empowering. You chose your challenges, the accident, the betrayal. You chose at a soul level. But at an ego level in your body, very little free will. I believe the only choice you have is how to embody the energy in the lower expression or the higher expression. But the energy is there, you cannot deny it. So it's going to come by natal or by transit, it's going to show up in your life. The only choice you have is I'm going to choose the lower expression or I'm going to choose the higher one. And even then, I have to say, I will spend maybe 16 hours in charts every day. So I know that all the time, even then I resist. I get maybe a bit less stubborn with time, but even then I think your soul takes a long time to learn the lessons, and there is never a judgment. When I have a client who's with an abusive man, by example, we know she has to leave, right? But I never push. I know the soul needs time to learn, and nobody can judge how long it's going to take. So we all have lessons, and we have to be gentle with ourselves because nobody can go there. So it just takes time. We have many lifetimes to work on one Saturn placement, one Pluto placement, And we learn by spiral, but we repeat. We repeat pattern, we get a bit better, we repeat, so just be gentle with yourself. So yeah, if you want to learn, I know it's a bit complex to say here, because I think people here work so much on themselves, meditation, positive thinking, all of that. But I think even if you master the art of manifestation, you have only positive thought in your life, and all is controlled, you cannot skip the big challenges your soul has planned for you. I mean, Pluto on the sun, your dad is gonna die, you cannot skip this one, it's still gonna come. So that was my little happy note here. But I think it's important because then it humbles you. We are not in control of so much. We have to surrender and make choices on how we react, but there's only so much we can do here. So here, this is the lower and higher expression of each sign. This is not often taught to people, especially early, but I think this is always your free will. So, and on that, GPT is very good. Asking my son is in this house, in this sign, show me the lower and higher expression I have the choice between, and you're gonna see them in your life. Or sometimes I am bitchy here, or sometimes I am very generous here. Yes, I live them both, and the more you're aware, the more you have choice there.
So we still have our free choice.
You have free choice how you live the energy, but you don't. Yeah, and even there, I'm still not completely sure we have complete choice. Sometimes I know what I have to do myself, but I can't. I just can't. I go back to survival mode, or yeah, it's not easy. But I learn to be gentle with myself, to just understand it's okay. So you have the list in your booklet for all the signs. And if you go to the sign of your south node, I would like everybody to choose to see their south node, the house and the sign. Yes. My feet or your feet? My feet, it's okay. Don't you need glasses? No, because I have glasses. That's light sharp. But because you have to take the time to take the last page here, at the last page, and to look at each symbol, what does it mean? You see, that's a lot you have to work with. So I find my sign. You find your planets, you find the sign, you find the house. And then I find the mark. That's why you're going to leave with your booklet. You can work at home, and then you can email me if you have questions. Okay. Yeah, you have to learn. You organize. You take one sign, and then you look, what does it mean, and then you make it this way.
Do you recommend we get our birth chart from this?
Also, I work with them. I'm going to speak about that afterwards.
Could read it on there what it means?
Yeah, this is a bit more sophisticated. It's for each sign, how you can leave it in the higher expression or the. By example, give me an example. Cancer. I am Cancer sun. So Cancer is very caring, nurturing, motherly. We want to heal, we want family home. Cancer in the lower expression is what we see in the world right now. Is because you want to defend your people, then you think that your people is not my people. I'm going to defend my land, I'm going to protectionist and nationalist. So I'm not like that, thank God, that didn't come to me. But that's what you have Jupiter in Cancer for 1 year, transit. Look at what's happening. My land, your people out. This is the bad side of Cancer. It can be so nationalist, so reactionary, so the horrible side. But when you think about Cancer, you think about the moon, soft, kind. You see, there is this opposite in each sign, so you're aware of it. Let's go here. That's the end of the list.
Should we all bring our birth chart first before?
Oh, I asked. Actually, in my talk description, I asked to bring your birth chart.
Can I see my sign?
Yes, please. But your sign of, yeah. What is your sign? The sun sign, you mean?
Pisces.
I am Pisces, South Node. I know Pisces so well.
So if we have to get in touch with you later on, where is your phone number and everything?
What is it?
If I have to be in touch with you later on.
Oh, yeah. You can send me an email, anything. And I teach every Sunday.
So where is the phone number and the email?
Oh, here you have card. Here, you have my card here. Okay. I teach every Sunday free classes on Zoom where people bring their chart and then we just practice reading charts. So I think you need to practice so much just because it's a language. You need to see signs. signs, see symbols, see things like this. So you can always come with me. The nodes, let's go to the nodes. That's the goal of my talk today, because you can learn the rest by yourself with your booklet. So, as most of you found their south node. Oh, for people who came later, you have booklets here with the books if you want. That's what you have. Okay, let's ask this way. Who knows where is their south node here? The horseshoe and the bottom goes down, like little U. Oh, you need a ring. The birth chart, that's what I'm very specific with that. Yeah, that's forbidden. Forbidden. When people give me that, I say, I'm not reading that. You want, because it's geometry, you want a wheel. Even if you ask GPT other questions, yeah, from here, astroscom, astrosig.com, just ask birth chart, free, on Google, you're going to find it. So yeah, you don't need to know what the meanings. You don't need to leave the room knowing the meanings. You only need to leave the room knowing, being able with the booklet to know, oh, this planet is in this sign, in this house, looking at the wheel. The wheel is so important. It's the circle of life, the circle of the signs. You need to see the geometry of how it works. I think it's kind of fair to ask that. I don't want a list. Yes?
We're looking for the south node.
Yes. North node. So if you are on the North node in Scorpio, 29 degrees, usually. So your Saturn is in the opposite side of Taurus. So you see that is important. The North node is here. The North node, then the North node is here. So it doesn't show that. It should show that it doesn't show.
Okay, maybe review. I'm so new. I'm asking, is it possible to not have it listed there? No.
Because certain websites you have to sign the option to have it showing. On mine it's showing something, but you have to always just the opposite side.
So you should always have all of that list to show. There are times that you do not.
Sometimes it doesn't show, but you do it just the opposite. We'll explain that after. So let's get first line. I guess it's sun. I'm not at the sun anymore. I'm at the nodes now. And I really want to talk about the nodes. I think you should do that by yourself. Maybe I hope one is easier. Sorry. So the nodes. Do you know your nodes now? But even on the list, you don't have the nodes?
Well, I see it there.
North node in Libra, in Sagittarius. This is the opposite. Libra, Aries. So when you see the North node, that's what is the opposite house in sign. So like, my chart, your South node is Libra here, your opposite is Aries. Just sign of this sign. The order is always yeah. Yes. The signs are fixed. The order of the sign is always the same. You start with Aries right at the beginning, and then you keep going. Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, so that never changes. So if you have a South node in Aries, you do the North node is in Libra, opposite on the wheel. It's always this way. So any wheel works to see that. There's always opposite.
So what do we do after we find the south node?
But tell me, what's your South node?
I don't know.
That's right.
That's the norm.
Oh, yes. So the North node is what? Aries? Aries. So suddenly you should well, anyway, if North node is Aries, you should partner with him and learn from each other. That's going. You're gonna catch up. You're gonna ask me questions. Come to my classes. I just need to keep going, or we won't have time. So the South Node represents who you were in past life, the patterns you bring, like a bit your sun sign to make it easier in past life. So your patterns, who you were, the situation you were stuck, all of that. It's very embedded in you, so it's very deep. It's not something you change easily, or the soul journey would be easy, right? So it's who you were, and that the karmic astrology level practice, I want to make that clear. Karma is not something you pay. Karma is something you repeat. You repeat the pattern until you just grow enough to change it. So we come with patterns. The South Node is a big one, and you just come to work through it and to evolve to the North Node. So of course, if the South Node is you, you have the higher expression and the lower, right? The higher you want to keep. I'm Pisces South Node. I was born almost a musician. I play music since like 4, 3. I perform, play many instruments. That's my nature. And all what is like downloads, Pisces, no boundary, receive the energy of everybody. All of that I know so well. Yes?
So I'm also a Pisces, North Node, so way South Node.
North Node.
Yes, but
That's like the lady here. That's very different. It's the opposite.
so I would be South Virgo.
Yes.
Okay.
So you come from a place, you come with you have of course the good side of Virgo, right? But when we speak about karmic astrology, we look at the lower side of the South Node. So Virgo lower side is anxiety, control, being very mental, being very critical. My dad is South Node Virgo. Boy, it took us 40 years to be able to communicate. When you are with somebody who is opposite as yours, it's very hard to communicate because you come from subconscious baggage completely opposite. So you're lucky your husband has a Virgo mood that helps him a lot, right? Yes?
So if my Pisces Sun, Sagittarius, Moon, and Aries rising, so I'm
Your Pisces Sun.
Yes, but
That's helpful because then you have the Sun on the North Node. So when the more energy you have on the North Node, the more it helps you to build there. It's not as foreign because your Sun is there, so it's not as complicated. You already have some Pisces energy, you know what it is.
Yeah, but my Moon and my rising is fire.
Yeah, but that's what I said at the beginning. You are here, we all have different parts of us, and they are in conflict. They don't want the same thing. That's why sometimes you feel crazy. I want this, but I want this, and I hate this, but I want this. For example, I have Leo rising. I am here to perform, to be seen, but I have Mercury in 12th house. I hate being seen. I hate talking. I like to be alone, studying, reading my books, and talking to me. But then I have a part of me who pushes me to be on the stage and still do it. And it's conflicting me all the time. I just learn to, okay, I know I hate it, but I know I need to do it. And I know also I feel good when I do it, and that's what my soul wants me to do. So you learn to work with these different parts of you. Let me keep on the nodes. The nodes are so important. So when you find your sign, your house, go to GPT, ask, this is my South Node, because I believe that all the rest of your chart is planned by the soul to work the evolutionary soul showed by the nodes. The nodes and Pluto that I'm going to show you after. Your soul wants this evolution, and then she shows all your childhood, your life, your son, your moods together, your parents, all of that, to encounter this growth it wants. Of course, there's no growth the easy way, so that's the other point here. Did I go through everything here? Yes. Oh yeah, so karma is not what you pay, what you repeat. And it's what makes sense, because I grew up with a Libra moon wanting to know why life is not fair, and karma is what helps me the most understand why things are not fair. So the South Node, we saw it, the patterns you repeat, you read the identity from past life, and look, of course, on South Node, because to change the lower expression, because the higher one you want to keep, right? You want to change the lower, and to change the lower, you work on the higher, the North Node. So, by example, who wants to give me he is Aries South Node. Hi, what is your name? Yes. Gabriel, like the angel. So Aries South Node, the lower side of Aries is white. Is being selfish, self-centered, super reactive, independent, not wanting to make compromise, can be even aggressive. All of that's the South Node Aries. Being just Aries is first sign of the zodiac, so very self-centered, right? Just me, and it's not bad. We need that. The seed grows from the soil because it's just powerful, wants big will. You have to go to Libra. Libra is very the opposite. Libra is relationship, compromising, wanting the peace, fighting for justice, just like almost forgetting the self and creating harmony. Having what? It can be bad, but for you, because you come from the Aries Ascendant, that's your work. I have a Moon Libra. I know it can be bad. I just say yes to everybody. I have no boundary. I know that. But for you, it's your work. That's your life work. That's what I mean. Yeah, there is bad in every sign. So you know, bad and good. There is nothing, nobody's better there. We're all equal with signs and we have to work the lower side and the higher side. So, nodes are always opposite each other. You come from the South Node, you move to the North Node, but even more important, you want to change the lower side expression of them.
So what happens after you find the location of the South Node? What do you do next?
But you become aware of your patterns. You see in life how you react when life triggers you, where you go back, that's your free will. Just become aware of who you are, what the choices you have left, and all of that. Yeah.
So where do you look up that information?
You look at your South Node and you go to GPT and you tell him, this is my South Node in that sign, in that house. What can you say about my patterns?
Oh, ask ChatGPT.
Yes.
Oh,
that's real question. You're going to have real answer. GPT is very clever when you ask him exact question about your chart.
okay.
No horoscope, nothing. Just ask real questions. And the more you ask questions, the more you're going to keep a dialogue with him, and he's going to be very, very more accurate. You just have to know precisely who you are, what your placement, what's happening there.
So in telling ChatGPT exactly where your South Node, how do I ask the question? Just what degree?
No. What sign, what house?
What sign of the house?
What sign of house? Then I go straight because we have to 6 minutes.
You're gonna show us like what sign, what house?
Oh, but I showed you my chart before.
Oh.
I can show you again my chart. Let me just finish and then we can go back with the question.
Okay.
So, that's what is deeper than the nodes in your chart is Pluto. Pluto is a further planet out of us. Very we can see it so far. It affects only our subconscious. But this rejoins my free will point I was making. The subconscious, we know, Gov, is like 95% of our brain. So we think we are in control, but we control like 5% of our brain. All the rest is subconscious. Pluto hits there. So we don't see him clearly, but he controls everything behind. It's like the root of a tree. I can teach you how to live your sun better, your whatever better. If the Pluto is still like controlling your subconscious by survival mechanism, fear patterns, and all of that, you go nowhere. Because each time you're close to go somewhere, he's going to put you backward to control, to make you safe. He doesn't want you to come out. So Pluto is my biggest teaching. It's even before the soul. This is where your soul has been wounded the most, comes to heal in this lifetime. I have a whole program about it that I sell here, because I believe when you heal Pluto, everything else is just moving naturally around. When you become aware of the bigger subconscious patterns that have hold you since childhood, since past life, I did a lot of past life regression myself, so I've seen what has been holding me, and boy, there were a lot. Yeah.
Is it just for you that Pluto?
No, everybody.
Is for everyone.
We all have to in a house.
Pluto controls our subconscious.
Yes. It's a very slow planet. The slower they are, this is the slowest one. The slower they are, the less they're in your face, but the more they're just like very powerful, impactful, changing your life. If I put a transit, somebody dies, it's very, very deep thing, very big shit happening. So Pluto is the big boss of the chart, so you know. He controls everything. He's the most powerful in transit. He can be I've been scared of him for a long time. And then last year, I had the sun transiting my natal Pluto, and I got my research talk at UAC, which is the biggest astrology conference in the world, once every 5 years. And I speak about a topic nobody talks about. And then I was, oh God, but this Pluto gave me my power, because I have Pluto in the 3rd house, the house of the mind, of the voice. So I've been myself wounded in my thinking very early. I was gaslighted. I could not speak, anyway, question. But I would doubt my reality, and I would have very big loop of anxiety to protect my own reality. Like, I know what I've seen, I'm not crazy, and I'm blue. And actually, this pattern of working on my sanity helped me to have a research work, because I have this very aroused brain who works very fast, and when I focus it on something good, I get very good in research and astrology. I see patterns like nobody else. So this is but I mean, it's funny, but I got crazy. I mean, it was very hard my childhood, right? I could not speak, and my brain was just looping all the time. Because I was beaten up, and they would say it never happened. And I got very crazy there. But now I'm 46, and also turns out I was, God, this is my power. This is where I impact the world. When I speak, when I use my brain, my voice, I've been trained. This is training. Hard training, but when you see the training, your life changes. 2 minutes, God. I'm sorry. So, anyway, don't be scared of your Pluto. It was a training. Your life was a training, and there is a purpose, a coherence, a legacy, and the harder the training, the more power you have, so you know. And that's my program called Forge. It's online, you can go by yourself, you're going to find a Pluto house, and it's a very transformative work. And I believe when you work the Pluto, then everything unfolds differently. So if you live with something in your chart today, which is not usually like your sun, your rising, your moon, la la la, whatever, I want you to live your South Node, the karma, the patterns, and the Pluto. Pluto is what leads you. If you want it or not, it leads you. You have to survive. I'm surviving. I'm not going to speak. I'm not going to work because I'm going to be crushed. I'm not going to do it. But yes, I'm going to do it and I'm going to be successful. But you have to remove the control patterns there. So the transit, just quickly, before we go, the transits is what we learn in my class on Sunday. If you come, this is every Sunday, but not today, of course, at 5 p.m. This is very humbling. You think you decide your mood, you decide to buy the car, you decide whatever. You don't. Believe me, you don't. You don't decide. Everything is impacting your chart on a daily basis. All the planets move. So daily moods are the moon, by example. Daily anger could be the transit of Mars moon. Some are very longer, triggered by the smaller, but everything happening in your life, even your own mood decision, is controlled by planet moving. So this is where we have that free will, and your ego just, okay, I'm just, in relationship, it's so important, because people go through things, but it's not about you. They have their own transit, their own shit to deal with, their own trauma coming back. I would not be in a relationship anymore if I didn't have astrology. Every day, something triggers me, I look, and I'm like, okay, doesn't belong to me. I'm going to wait 2 days, trust it is gone, it's going to be fine. I'm not reacting, I take a deep breath, and it works. It does, it don't give meaning to things. You know it's going to pass. Things are passing. So transits are so important, and when you do the little homework to be able to identify the signs in the house, then you can do transit. It's very easy. So you just have to take the real wheel. Don't be late, don't take the list, take the real wheel, identify the symbols, and then transit can be very easy. So that's what we practice in my classes on Sunday. Then we are working on an app that has a GPT in there. We work a lot on it, and I am obsessed with predictive, so it gets sharper and sharper every day. I hate horoscopes, you know that, so it's very sharp. So if you want to try it, it's free, and then I think you have to pay, yes, $5 in a few months or whatever. My classes are going to be on the app soon, and you have free classes on this app. You can ask on the app, my son is here in this house, what does it mean? There is a GPT. It's cool to learn. And I like that they teach astrology. It's not just they give you, you have classes, you can ask questions, it's very Gemini energy. That's my offering, and I'm here if you have questions. We have like maybe half a minute or whatever. But I'm here out, you can ask me questions, show me your chart. And it's my passion, right? I do that all day long, even at night, every day, in the weekend. I'm obsessed, so it's just my pleasure. Ask me questions, yeah. Oh, that's not possible.